Okay. So now once I have chord AB is equal to chord CD, and what and AM must be equal to MB. So AB can be written as twice of AM, right? Because AM OM bisects AB, and CD can be written as twice of CN, right? So that means we have AM is equal to CN. Okay, because these twos they cancel. Now you see that to this ME and NE, if I add AM and CN, I'm going to get AE and CE. So what I do here is ME is equal to NE, right? As proved above. And what do I have? AM equal to CN. This is also as proved above, right? Now what I do is I add these two. So I have ME plus AM is equal to NE plus CN. Right here adding. Okay. Now once I add these two, so ME plus AM. Now if you see, ME is this length and AM is this length. So that the sum of these two is AE. So I write AE. ME plus AM is AE. And NE plus CN. NE is this and CN is this. So I add these two to get CE, right? So AE is equal to CE, which is the required proof. This is the first part of the proof which is done, right? Now if you see the second part of the proof, they are saying, in the second part of the proof, they are saying you need to prove that BE is equal to DE. So let's see what are the lengths here. You need to show that BE, this length, is equal to DE, this length, right? So what I do is I start with AE is equal to CE. Now if you see from this entire length, CE, if you from this entire length, if you subtract the length of the chord CD, will you get the length of the chord DE? Will you get?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are going to get, right? So therefore what I am going to do here is we are going to, from the entire length CE, we are going to subtract the length of the chord CD. And again from here also, from this entire length of the chord AE, I'm going to subtract the length of this chord AB. Okay. So I start by saying, we start from what we have proved. Number two, AE is equal to CE as proved in one above. Right. And what do we have? We have the chord AB is equal to chord CD. These two chords are given to be equal. This chord is equal to this chord, right? So we write AB is equal to CD. This is given. So in this case, because we need to subtract the lengths of the chord, we subtract these two, subtracting. So what do we get? AB, AE minus AB must be equal to CE minus CD. So AE minus AB is what? As I told you in the beginning, from the entire length, if you subtract the length of the chord AB, you're going to get B. So here you have BE. Similarly, CE minus CD. From this entire length CE, if you subtract the length of this chord, you're only going to get this length, DE. Okay, is equal to DE. And this was the required proof. That's it. Fine. And we move on to the next part of circles, arc properties. Or is there any question that you want to get solved? Yes, any question? No?
No, sir.
Then I'll move on to arc and arc properties of circles. Okay. arc properties. Of circles. Now this is a very small part, not many sums are given. Okay, but you need to understand the theorems and you need to understand how arcs may make angles. Okay, the first theorem here is that in equal circles or in the same circle, equal circle. What do you mean by equal circles? What do you mean by equal circles? Equal circle
So
means
they
if
are having the same length of radius.
same radius, exactly. If two circles have the same radius, then they are said to be equal or congruent circles. Okay. So in either two equal circles you take, that is two circles with the same radius, or in the same circle itself. Okay, if two arcs subtend, if two arcs, sorry, two arcs subtend equal angles at the center, then the arcs are equal. Okay, we'll consider both the cases. Okay, that is in case of equal circles as well as in case of the same circle. Okay, what happens? See, if I have two equal circles, let's say these two are equal circles. Okay, and I give you what I do is I have the arc AB, and here I have the arc CD, and I draw the bounding radii also. Okay, let us call the center of this as P1 and the center of this as P2. So given to you here is two circles, two equal circles with angle, they subtend equal angles. That means this angle is equal to this angle. This is given to you with angle AP1B is equal to angle CP2D. Suppose these two angles are equal because that is the angle this arc subtends, right? If you remember, I told you what you mean by angle subtended by an arc at the center, right? Suppose these two arcs they subtend this angle at P1 and P2. Okay, then you can say your conclusion will be that the length of the arc AB, that is this length of this arc here, must be equal to the length of this arc. Okay, so that is what this theorem means for two circles. Now, what does it mean for equal circles? For the same circle, in fact, for the same circle, this theorem means if you have a center P and if you have an arc AB here, and we join the bounding radii, and you also have an arc CD in the same circle, such that these two angles are equal. Now you will say that so it has to be equal because they are vertically opposite angles. No, this is not a straight line. Let me just alter this a little so that it does not look like a straight line. Let's say I take the points C and D a little closer. Okay, this. Now these two are not straight lines. AD is not a straight line and BC is not a straight line. So if I give you here that angle APB because P is the center of the circle, is equal to angle CPD. That is, in the same circle, if you have this angle is equal to this angle, then what you conclude? Same conclusion, that these two arcs here, that is arc AB, must be equal to arc CD. The length of the arc AB must be equal to the length of the arc CD. Clear this theorem? Or any question you have?
No, sir, no question.
Converse of theorem 1. Now converse, as I told you, it's just the difference between given and conclusion. Okay. In the converse of the theorem, it states that in equal circles or the same circle, equal arcs subtend equal angles at the center. This is a very important theorem. Problems are mainly based on this theorem. Okay. Equal arcs subtend equal angles at the center. Now, what does this mean? Let us consider for two different circles. Two circles which are equal, two congruent circles. Let us call this as P1, as P2. And let us take an arc AB here. Okay. And let us take the arc CD here. Okay. Join the bounding radii so that you know which angle is subtended at the center. Okay. So given here is, I give you that this length of this arc is equal to length of this arc. Length of the arc AB is equal to length of the arc CD. Then you can conclude that the angle subtended at the center must be equal. That is, angle AP1B must be equal to angle AP2B. Okay. So you can conclude that this angle here must be equal to this angle here. Okay. Given that the arcs are equal. So this is just the converse. That is, if angles subtended at the center given equal, you conclude arcs are equal in the theorem 1. And converse of theorem 1 says that if the arcs are equal, then you can conclude that the angles subtended at the center by the arcs are equal. And for the same circle, what happens? I give you two arcs AB, and two arcs I give you. Another arc I give you CD. I join the bounding radii of all these. Okay. And I give you here for the same circle that arc AB is equal to arc CD. That is, this arc is equal to this arc. Then my conclusion will be that these two angles are also equal. That means this angle must be equal to this angle. So I conclude angle APB is equal to angle CPD. Okay. Clear with this theorem?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay. Second theorem from arc properties. This theorem relates a chord with an arc. Okay. So theorem is in equal circles or in the same circle, or the same circle, equal chords cut off equal arcs. Equal chords cut off equal arcs. Now, what does this mean? Let's take the case of two equal circles. Two equal circles. center P1 and center P2. And I give you a chord here, chord AB. And I give you a chord here, CD. So join these 2 points. This is a chord and this is a chord. Such that in these 2 circles, I give you that these 2 chords are equal. So given chord AB is equal to chord CD. Then what is your conclusion here? Your conclusion, first conclusion is that this arc, minor arc AB, must be equal to this minor arc CD. So minor arc AB must be equal to minor arc CD. Right? Your second conclusion is that the major arcs are also equal, because this chord not only cuts off this minor arc, these 2 minor arcs, but it also cuts off this major arc, right? So major arc AB must be equal to major arc CD. Clear with this theorem? What does it mean for a single circle? Is this theorem clear? This part?
Yes, sir.
For a single circle, if you have a chord AB and another chord, let's say CD, join these 2 such that they are equal. So given here is chord AB is equal to chord CD. Then your conclusion is the same for this case also, that minor arc AB, that is this part of the circle, this arc of the circle, must be equal to this arc of the circle. Not only that, but the major arcs will also be equal. So let's see what are the major arcs cut off by AB and CD, by the chords AB and CD. If you see, the major arc cut off by the chord CD is this part, right? This part of the circle. Major arc AB is equal to, must be equal to the major arc CD. So what is the major arc CD? This is your major arc CD, this part of the circle. Clear? Or any question?
Sir, can you explain once more?
Which part? Which part? Tell me. Major or minor?
So major.
Major. Okay. Arc, this chord CD, if they are equal, then what is the major arc? This is the minor arc, right? CD. If you remove this, you are left with what arc? This entire arc, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is the major arc cut off by which chord? AB, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And for CD, this is your minor arc, right? If you remove this minor arc, what are you left with? This arc, right? This is the major arc CD.
Yes, sir.
So this length here, AB, major arc of AB, that is this length, this entire length must be equal to this entire length. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So this is theorem 2. We'll now discuss the converse of theorem 2. Now this is just a difference between what is given and what you conclude. So here the chords were cutting off, equal chords were cutting off equal arcs. Here Equal arcs means equal chords. So in equal circles or the same circle, equal arcs uh, contain equal chords. Okay, so just the converse of what I have explained. Let's say for two circles I consider. Okay, two equal circles. These are the centers of the two circles, and let's draw two arcs that are equal, AB, and let's say chord CD, arc CD, such that these two arcs are equal, right? Then if I join these two with the help of a straight line, AB becomes a chord. So if I give you that minor arc AB is equal to minor arc CD. That is, if I give you that this part is equal to this part, right? Then you can conclude that chord AB must be equal to chord CD. Clear? Not only this, but I could also give you major arc also, right? Not only minor arc. Instead of minor arc, suppose if I give you the major arc, that is, I give you this part, this entire part, the major arc AB. Okay, is equal to, let's say, the major arc CD. Which is the major arc of CD? This, right? If I give you these two arcs to be equal, then also you can conclude that chord AB must be equal to chord CD. Is this theorem clear? Any question?
No, sir, no question.
This is for two circles, but what happens in case of a single circle? You have the point P, and you have the chord, you have the arc AB here, let's say, and let's say you have, let me take another 2 points. Let me take the points C and D here. Okay, and I join AB and CD to form their chords. Okay, so if I give you here that this arc is equal to this arc, given minor arc AB is equal to minor arc CD, then what should be your conclusion? Your conclusion is that the angle, that the chord that they contain, arc AB contains which chord? AB, right? And arc CD contains which chord? Chord CD. These two must be equal. Okay. Not only that, but I could give you major arc also. Instead of giving you minor arcs equal, I could give you major arcs equal. What is the major arc cut off by AB? This is the major arc, right? Cut off by AB, right? Major arc AB is equal to, and what is the major arc of CD? This, right? Is this part okay?
Yes, sir.
Not only minor, but if I give you the major arc also equal, then also you can conclude that in the same circle, these two chords must be equal, that they must contain equal chords. Fine. Okay. Now we
Yes,
come
sir.
to two important deductions of this.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, can you please scroll up?
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you please show theorem 3 once?
Theorem 3. There is no theorem 3. There is a converse of theorem 2. What do you want me to do?
Yes, sir. So done. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now there are two important corollaries to both the theorems. Okay. The first corollary to the theorem, to both the theorems, is that equal chords, these are deductions from the theorem actually, equal chords of the same circle or two equal circles subtend equal angles at the center. Subtend equal angle at the center of the circle or circles in case of two circles. Circle, singular or circles. What does this mean? Very quickly, if you have for two circles, let's say if I have two equal chords AB and CD, suppose these two are equal. Chord AB is equal to chord CD. So given here is chord AB is equal to chord CD. Then what can you conclude? If I say P1 and P2 to be the centers of the circles, join the bounding radii. Then you can conclude that the angle subtended by these chords at the center, that is angle AP1B, must be equal to angle CP2D. That is, you can conclude that these two angles are equal. Also, what you can also, why only this angle? You can also conclude the reflex angle to be equal. Okay, the angle subtended by this chord at the center is not only this, but this angle also, right? So you can also conclude that reflex angle AP1B must be equal to reflex angle CP2D. Clear with this theorem? Deduction? In case of the same circle, if you have the center P, and if you have two chords AB, and you have a chord CD here, okay, and you join these two bounding radii, such that it is given to you in case here these two chords were given equal. Here let's say these two are given to be equal. So given chord AB is equal to chord CD, then your conclusion is that the angle subtended by these two chords at the center, that is angle APB, must be equal to angle CPD. CPD. Okay, so these two angles must be equal. Not only that, but also the reflex angle will be equal. What is the reflex angle APB? Or reflex angle APB? Which is the reflex angle APB? This one, right? And what is the reflex angle CPD? This one. Clear? This theorem?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, and the theorem that this is just the converse of this deduction. Okay. But converse I'll discuss tomorrow. We'll stop here.